That's very much what happens here with how women behave and how women and men interact. It's a different form of it. It's not as extreme, but it still exists. So it is a kind of cultural relativism to just completely disregard it here where we live and we can actually change it.
All I can say is that I honestly think that a woman can be whatever she wants to be if she has the proper mindset. That no man can put strings on her if she doesn't accept those strings. Fuck, I don't want to see your dick. Jesus, give me some kicking power. Seriously, I'm getting tired of these assholes.
Okay, I will now. I wasn't going to give it power later, before, but she was a little too angry before. I'm just saying, oh no, we can't give her power, but she's a little too angry right now. Hope we give you
No,
power.
I'm never kicking people when I'm angry. I'm just kicking these assholes.
Just saying, just saying, just saying.
You can trust me.
I only trust women so far. Yeah, I only trust you women so far, no farther.
Maybe that's part of the problem.
It'd be nice if we could create some different experiments, you know. I mean, it'd be really good if we could do experiments on human beings, you know, if we could create communities and say, okay, here's a community, we're going to make this sexual liberation thing, and we're going to say it's okay to do this and this and this, and over here we're going to do this and this and this, and as long as they didn't mix, you know. But see, every time you try to do that, then, you know, some state that has legalized gun ownership, for example, well, they'll sell these guns to the people in the other states, and you know, they'll cross everybody up, so all the liabilities are not realized in the place where the thing is being made liberal and free, and so it creates a real problem, but you can't see what the real effect would be. But yeah, it'd be nice to create a world where people just didn't have to make. I mean, we say the word choice, but there really isn't a choice here. I mean, these aren't like choices between something good and something bad. It's a choice between something bad and something worse. And until we fix that, you know, it just fucks all of this. This whole conversation just gets fucked. Because it's really hard to celebrate, you know, oh, we elevated it from something worse to something bad. That's just not good enough. Shouldn't be good.
What I'm saying is that women are, in our society, women are inclined to different jobs usually than men, and that's probably because of the cultural mindset. But it's not like something you cannot get out of. If you're a woman, you can be any fucking thing. You can be an aviator, you can be a scientist, you can be a hooker, you can be anything you want, regardless. I mean, as long as you have the economical means. But the economical means also apply to men. So, you know, it's not the difference between sexes. What? I cannot speak anymore. No, it's not a comparison, because in one case we are talking about women who are basically forced into the industry because they have so few options, and they choose from the little options that they have. They choose this option instead of something that, you know, requires maybe more work and less pay. As for the burqa thing, it is a total different thing. They do it for different reasons. They do it because they are indoctrinated to believe that they deserve no respect if somebody can see anything from them, from their face, from their skin, from anything.
Could argue, I think you could argue that let's say if we use the pimp as the analogy for women. Now, if all prostitution was created by pimps, okay, like women didn't get into prostitution.
I did that. I don't know. That's like other
They only
people
got
saying
into
it's probably not.
prostitution if a pimp forced them in. Will you turn your fucking mic off? Thank you. Sorry. But damn it. I should have known better. You've been in here a while. Anyway, so let's say, so there's no prostitution that isn't generated because of a pimp doing it. And we could argue that all 90% of women in burqas are only in burqas because some pimp man puts them in a burqa. He's forcing that agenda. Alright, so it's like all pimp driven. And so that's probably what I would draw a distinction between is that at least prostitution isn't necessarily all pimp driven, where burqa is all pimp driven. I mean, that's a completely chauvinistic and illegitimate imposition.
And it's a very different thing from, you know, one thing you're talking about economical circumstances, and the other thing you talk about a mindset. Just simply put a mindset. If there was a mindset in our culture who said, you know, that all women have to be prostitutes, that this is their only calling in life, of course I would be against it. You know, and they would make this choice based on the fact that this is how they grew up from childhood. They have to, you know, be hookers. Of course I would be against it. You know, it's indoctrination. It's something they are brainwashed into. If they choose to Mike.
Well, I'm just saying we know there's a distinction between one being an imposition from something else and then one being an imposition because of, as the person you were talking to was saying, basically, that this is a lot of damaged goods that ends up in the hookeria, okay? That you create damaged people, and those damaged people can find it possible to live this lifestyle. But this isn't, if you didn't damage them in the first place, you wouldn't be creating the hookers. You wouldn't be creating that opportunity because they wouldn't freely choose it unless they have been raped or molested or abused or something else, so they have lost their capacity to Romeo and Juliet love anymore. Okay, they can't do Juliet anymore. All they can do is, you know, Zelda the slut monster.
Well, my point was, I'm not gonna get into the argument with the damaged ones or not damaged ones. I've been there all night. But my argument is that, you know, what Ben is saying is like comparing cigarettes with sour soup. It's a total different kind of goat. I mean, I don't know how to explain this any better, but you know, if it's a different kind of indoctrination. You know, that they don't do this. If the women, you know, in Islam would wear burqa because, let's say, they thought that was a pretty thing to wear. Okay, fine, bitch. You know, you wanna, you know, lack in vitamin D. It's your choice. You know, you can do whatever. But they are. I mean, I am really. I don't understand why the feminists never oppose them. You know, the same feminists who are anti-porn. And I mean, the thing is, you know, the burqa is made against the sexual objectification of women. Okay, they wear the burqas, so, you know, men don't lust for them, men don't objectify them. But this is objectification at its best. I mean, they even have this comparison there, that you know, you have to cover your woman. You know, if you let your woman without a burqa, it's like, or without a hijab, it's like leaving money outside the street for anyone to take them. So how is this not objectification when it's your object that you must protect from the rest? Of course I oppose it.
Well, no, I would say that they're both forms of objectification and they're both wrong. So that's what the real issue is here. Any form of objectifying human beings is wrong, and we should move away from that. So yeah, the burqa is obviously objectification because a woman, their body is something that just will cause and invite rape, and that will invite, you know, like some kind of lustful attack because women are just sex objects. But it's
well,
the
I know,
same
but you
thing
can't
when
deny
women